Hi there, I'm Pat with River's Edge Chef, and we're going to make some scallops with a pink peppercorn sauce today. I have some scallop pieces here. They're not full scallops, but they're bits and pieces that I picked up from Safeway, and they've been tossed with a little bit of garlic and some olive oil. I did a pretty thorough job of drying them off. I thawed them out because they were frozen, and then I rinsed and then dried them with paper towels until they were pretty well dried out. This kind of scallop isn't the kind that you can really develop a brown with, a nice brown crust on them. So I'm going to just saute these up with some butter and the garlic that's on them and a little bit of the olive oil that's on them, and then we're going to make our pink peppercorn sauce, and we're going to serve this with rice. Anyway, we'll get going on this. Thank you, and I'm so glad to see you all again. Okay, so we're going to toss these scallops into the frying pan here. I've put a little dash of olive oil in, and they've been tossed with some olive oil and garlic. And we're going to just put those in. And with our cream sauce, I have some butter melted in. It's about 1.5 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to toss in some of the white parts of 3 green onions, the scallions, and a little bit of garlic. This was approximately 3 small garlic cloves. Saute this off just a bit. And then we're going to add some clam juice to this. And you can use the bottled clam juice. I didn't have any of that right now, so I used the clam base. That's the better than bouillon variety that you can get like at Costco or any of the other better grocery stores. So we're going to bring this up to a simmer here. And we're going to toss our scallops around a bit.
And how much of the clam juice?
Oh, 1/2 cup of clam juice is what you add to the saute pan. And we're going to give a little pinch of white pepper here. When you're making a dish that's fairly neutral as far as things go, you want to use white pepper rather than black pepper because it has a more delicate flavor to it. So now I've turned the heat up on this so that it's probably medium-high now because I'm trying to keep this from boiling, because basically with this kind of scallop, they have moisture in them, and it's really difficult to get the moisture completely out so that they brown. Okay, and now we're going to add the pink peppercorns to this, and you want to kind of crush them up with your fingers. If you have a pestle and mortar, you can crush them with a pestle and mortar as well. But this works pretty well. Pink peppercorns are really a lovely flavor. They have a real nice fruitiness to them. And these are Brazilian pink peppercorns. We get these from Star West. We actually use these with our cheese making too for one of our cheeses we call peony. It's a beautiful thing.
And about how much pink peppercorn?
I probably used a couple tablespoons of pink peppercorns. I'm going to see here at the very end to see if we need more. This is really a nice sauce, and it's not hard to make.
So what did you just add in there?
A cup of cream. We're going to add a cup of heavy whipping cream. And this cream sauce goes really well with a number of different seafoods or even chicken. I'm not sure about any meat other than chicken that it would go well with, but it's really beautiful with halibut and shrimp and scallops. It's really wonderful with scallops. These are just about done. It doesn't take long to cook a scallop. And even if you have the really big ones, it's just like maybe 60 seconds on each side for a nice scallop like that. With these guys here, I'm just getting them done. So this one here, it looks like it's pretty well done. So we're going to take this off the heat. In just a second. Okay, that's cooked long enough, and we're going to slide this other pan on to higher heat and get this going. And once this comes up to a simmer, it's going to have bubbles all across the top, and you're going to want to continue to stir on it pretty much constantly because it's going to reduce down. When you add half a cup of broth to any kind of cream sauce that you're making like this, you need to stay on top of it and stir it so that it doesn't bubble over. If you have a larger frying pan available to do this with, it's good because the surface of the cream will evaporate quicker if you have a larger frying pan. And once we get closer to being done, when it's reduced down, we'll check it for needing seasoning. And we're going to use just some salt and white pepper in this, other than the garlic cloves that were minced up fine and the little bit of the scallions. When you're reducing a cream sauce like this, if you go too far and it splits, you can also add just a little more cream to it and bring it back together again. Cream sauces are a nice thing to make. They're pretty satisfying. And we'll be garnishing this with a little bit more pink peppercorn and some finely chopped parsley. Okay, here we go. So now this is reduced down to just about perfection. It's thickened up a bit, and you've got the bubbles all the way across the surface. All right, and that might have taken maybe 5 minutes to do. But you just want to cook it until it's nice and thickened, but not too thick. Okay, so our components are all together here. I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper to our pink peppercorn sauce and stir that in. And then I'm going to put the rice on the plate and the scallops and then the pink peppercorn sauce over the top with some garnish. This is really a nice meal. It's a very nice treat actually, because you know we don't all eat cream sauce all the time, but the rice is very nice. It's a fluffy basmati, and basmati, the rice is really simple to cook. You don't have to have a rice cooker to cook rice. It's basically a cup and a quarter of water to a cup of rice that you rinse really well, and then a dash of salt. And if you want to, you can put a little bit of olive oil or some kind of vegetable oil in the bottom of the pan, just a little bit, to toss it around with. And then you bring the rice to a boil, and as soon as it's boiling, you turn it all the way down to just a very low simmer. Let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Fluff the rice with a fork, put a lid on it, and turn it off, and just let it set till it's done. And it turns out basically perfect every time. It's just really easy to do. So anyway, okay, we've got our rice on the plate. We're going to do some of these scallops across the top, and some of our pink peppercorn sauce. And with the pink peppercorn sauce again, it is about 3 cloves of garlic, the white part of several scallions, and let's see, what else? Some white pepper, the pink peppercorns, and you use about maybe a quarter of a cup of peppercorns, and it's to a cup of heavy whipping cream and half a cup of the clam base, the clam broth. Anyway, so we have this lovely dish, and with a side salad, a nice green salad, it would be beautiful. Anyway, this is what we have here, and I hope you enjoy and try it out yourself. It's very simple to make. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.